Hello everybody, welcome to my new trade recap of last week. So last week was a 0.8% profit week for me. So the first trade I took was GBPAUD. So I look on the monthly and I had here a horizontal line placed. And what I saw was, if I look back in history, we had here some clear support here. So clear support here, then resistance, support, resistance, support, support, and here again some support and potential support here. So what I also saw was we had a potential shoulder one here, had shoulder two, inverted and shoulders on the monthly chart with that monthly supply and demand zone holding the price potentially up. So we came back to the shoulder one here region, then I went to the weekly, and what I saw on the weekly was we had also a deceleration forming here. So we had already our first candle, then the second candle, the third candle was a blue candle, and the fourth candle was forming here. So this was already a deceleration. We were at these weekly lows here. We were sitting here holding the price a little bit up. We could potentially make that shoulder one, head, shoulder two here because we broke this higher low here. We broke it, as you can see. We broke it here. We broke below, so we could potentially make here the shoulder one, head, shoulder two, then. But we didn't do that. We came back to the downside. So we hit our weekly bullish candle close, so I could look for more potential upside momentum. So on the daily, what I saw on the daily was here the potential shoulder one here, this head, shoulder two. We came aggressively to the downside till the daily lows. I went till the daily lows. So I went drawing my daily zone here, like this, the daily lows. I took my black horizontal line at this lowest wick, and then we made a close below that daily lows. So we could take the fake out flag. So I went to the 4 hour and I adjusted this daily zone to this candle here, and I made a 4 hour box where I wanted to take the trade, and this is the diesel trade I wanted to take. So what we had here, we had our first candle, second candle, third candle is a bullish candle, which is a must for us. And on the fourth candle, when that opened, I could take my limit on the diesel box. So yeah, the trade went then to the downside, so it was a -1%, and I would take some profits here at the daily potential head and shoulders. So this region here where the price could go to the downside from, like this daily supply and demand zone, shoulder one here, like this. If I look closer, you could see this as my shoulder one, at shoulder two holding the price down, and there I would take some profits out to have some more downside momentum. But we didn't do that, so we went straight to the downside after my entry. So the last trade was GBPCHF, also a GBP trade. This was a day after, a day or two after, I think. Yes. So if I go to the weekly chart, what you can see on the weekly is we have still that weekly bearish driver. We have still making here this low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low here. So everything between this lower high and lower low is just a correction for potentially more downside momentum. So we were in a bearish market, but I saw we were making here this kind of smaller natural M here. We reversed on that weekly lows, and then we made here multiple bullish candle closes. So I was also drawing the weekly highs, this zone, because if we touch the weekly highs, then we can expect some bearish momentum coming in, but we didn't do that. So we had these multiple weekly bullish candle closes, so I could look for a daily pattern. So on the daily, what I saw was, okay, we had here this bullish M, we had our first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, and the potential fifth leg till the daily -27. So I drew my Fibonacci from the low here till the highest wick here. And we touched then our 61.80 here. So I wanted to see a pattern. So I went till the 4 hour like this. And I saw here a nice inverted and shoulders forming. So we had here our shoulder one, this head. Then we broke this lower high, last lower high, lower low here, we broke it here, and then we came back till the shoulder 1 had shoulder 2 region. So the shoulder 1 got tapped, and then I was in this trade. So when we had a close above this lower high, so we closed above, if you look on the line chart, this was our lower high, we closed above it. So then we had a break of that lower high, so we could look for the inverse and shoulders. Then I placed my limit here. We touched it here on this candle, and then we went around 1.1% already on this trade. So I went break even because the price came back, and then I saw this natural M also playing out. So we had our pattern in a pattern, shoulder 1 had shoulder 2 with the same high, so we expect the same lows also. So that's why I wanted to take a re-entry on that zone, because I think I was just in a trade here. Yeah, like this here, I was just in it, then we went break even, then I want to take the natural M after that, so I placed the limit again, and then we went till the beginning of correction for around 2.2%, and then I saw on the beginning of correction on the daily highs, because this is one whole correction here, this is one correction of nature, and when we break out of it, we will touch 90% of the time the beginning of correction, this red line here. So what I saw in this beginning of correction was this first candle, second candle, already a red candle, then the third one closes. So I wanted to take partials after that. I think it was for around 2%, almost 2%. I was out on that trade, and then we went a little bit to the downside, so we could potentially go to my break even also. So I wanted to be sure that the price didn't came back to my break even. So that's why I took here everything out, and then we went back to the upside, and then we will see what will happen. So this was GBPCHF. This was my week. 2 trades, actually 1 break even and 1 loss and 1 win. So this was my week. So have a nice trading week next week, everyone. Bye.